In this lesson, we'll use what we've learned about compare and contrast to compare and contrast rainforests and woodlands. First, we'll read the passages and take a minute to look at the image. Then we'll work through the process of comparing and contrasting rainforests and woodlands. Let's start reading rainforests. Rainforests. Rainforests are highly wooded areas that receive a large amount of yearly rainfall. There are two types of rainforests, temperate and tropical. With all of the trees and leaves, it is normal for much of the sunlight to not reach the floor of the rainforest. This limits how much can grow along the ground. However, in areas where the leaves are thinner and sunlight gets all the way to the bottom, the vegetation is extremely dense. That means there's a lot of it all over the place. This is often referred to as the jungle. Tropical rainforests are what most people think of when they hear rainforest. They cover more of the earth than temperate rainforests. They are warmer and found along the equator. Tropical rainforests are called the world's largest pharmacy because of all the natural medicines found there. Take a moment and look at the image. Woodlands. Woodlands are forests that are not overly crowded with trees. Due to this, there's a lot of sunlight that gets to the ground. Grass, bushes, and plants along the ground thrive in these areas. Woodlands have been struggling to survive, and they are constantly being cut down by people trying to build homes in those areas. There are people who are trying to protect the woodlands called conservationists. These people want to see the woodlands preserved as they are home to a large variety of animals. If a wooded area has so many trees that light struggles to get to the grass and bushes, this is no longer considered a woodland. It would be considered a forest. Take a moment and look at the image. Let's use what we've learned about compare and contrast to help us compare both rainforests and woodlands. What is one similarity that rainforests and woodlands have in common? Take a moment, pause the video, and answer the question. One thing that both rainforests and woodlands have in common is that in certain rainforests, the sunlight can get to the ground as well as in woodlands. Let's look at the next question. What is one difference between rainforests and woodlands? Take a moment and look at the text. What is one difference between rainforests and woodlands? One difference that I notice about rainforests and woodlands is that the rainforest text says that there are two types of rainforests. The woodlands doesn't say that there are different types of woodlands. That's one difference between rainforests and woodlands. Let's look at the next question. Identify different types of rainforests. To find the answer to this, I know I can completely ignore the woodlands passage. Right here, I see the words two types. That's a clue to maybe help me find the answer to my question. Let's read the whole sentence. There are two types of rainforests, temperate and tropical. That answers the question about two different types of rainforests. The different types are temperate and tropical. Let's look at the next question. Why do conservationists want the woodlands preserved? So now I'm going to do the opposite. I can completely ignore my rainforest passage because I know that this question is specific to woodlands. It also discussed conservationists. So I'll take a moment and look at the passage to try and find the word conservationists. Go ahead and pause the video. One more time. Why do conservationists want the woodlands preserved? Here I see the word conservationists. I'll read the sentence to see if this helps me. There are people who are trying to protect the woodlands called conservationists. That tells me who a conservationist is, but it doesn't tell me why they're trying to protect the woodlands. Let's read the next sentence. These people want to see the woodlands preserved as they are home to a large variety of animals. That answers my question about why conservationists want the woodlands protected. They're worried about the animals that live in the woodlands having a home. Let's look at the next question. Great job.